At the end of a retreat, most people feel really, really raw and sensitive and unsure of how to reintegrate into the world. And so I'm glad that, I think what you just shared is sound advice. And there's different lengths of retreat, and there's, if it's a longer retreat that you're leading, you have a little bit more space and time to kind of transition out of it. One thing that I've found helpful is, if you can, to kind of offer a suggestion before the retreat, like maybe when someone signs up, to spend a few days before the retreat, maybe meditating a little bit more, start kind of cutting out some of the distractions or maybe unhealthy habits that you might have a few days before the retreat to kind of start that transition into it. But then also to plan, if you can, 1 or 2 or 3 days of easing back into life as well, by maybe scheduling some walks in nature, or being careful who you hang out with right after the retreat because of that increased sensitivity. Maybe not going to a big party the night you get out of retreat, but rather kind of finding some time to just kind of be with that experience a little bit longer, maybe savor it, maybe reflect on it, and kind of continue that momentum into daily life a little bit more. Because it can be a shock to the system, when you come out of retreat and you don't allow that space or, say, transition into the cognitive. It can be a shock to the system to then go back to daily life and kind of see things through that different lens. I remember like breaking up with a girlfriend like the day after a retreat because I couldn't handle that dynamic. And anyway, this is all to say that you can kind of prepare people when they register for a retreat to ease into it by starting to cut off some distractions and behaviors, and then also kind of invite them to plan for a transition back into daily life. Maybe my number one recommendation is to spend some time in nature if you can, or be outside, or at least meditate a little bit more than normal when you go back home. So anyway, I'm really glad you brought that up because I think it's overlooked oftentimes. We provide you with the certification and the credentials you need to teach mindfulness in professional settings. I invite you to check out our webpage at teach.mindfulnessexercises.com to learn more about the program, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside.